So it's a pretty nice day out today. Sun's shining. I'm gonna switch out this block on the Rodono Extend I have a remote one now that will have a wireless remote. And the reasoning for it is that a lot of times I have to idle back the tractor to move the Rodono because the hydraulics like to kick out on my Kubota. So this will make a big difference at harvest, help with efficiency. I'll have to just push a button instead of jumping out of the tractor every time and shutting the hydraulics off and on and all that other fooling around that costs me time at harvest. So this will help speed things up. So that's this morning's project. First thing I have to do is disconnect all these lines from here and then unhook the block off the auger itself. There's only 2 bolts holding it, so these 2 bolts here, and once that's done, then I have to run the wiring for the power and that, because it has to be powered, but shouldn't be too bad. It's pretty much the exact same block as what I'm taking off. It'll just be controlled by that little control box that will move the spools in and out to move the Rodono in and out and extending and all that, so that I can, and the wheels itself. So yeah, it's going to take a few wrenches. So the first thing I did was I loosened off all these fittings while it was the old block was still attached to the Extend, and took the 3 bolts out that were holding the block on, put the new block on and loosely tightened it up so it's ready to go, so it doesn't fall off. And now, one at a time, I'm going to switch the lines over and hook them up. That way, hopefully I don't mess up. So a little trick here for when you're switching those blocks over: get a good chunk of cardboard and double it up at the top. And you have the old one over there, you can lean it up against it while you're working on it so it's not scratching up the tube. And then as you're switching hoses over, it's nice and close, and also any oil will drip down it and not get all over your auger after. So yeah, I'm switching the hoses over. Another little trick is you might find that you're a little bit short on hoses down on that bottom there, like an inch or so, just to have them routed properly. So there's a 1/2 inch clamp up here, and you can push a little bit of the hose through, like an inch or so into here, and then down the loom you'll have that little bit extra at the bottom to hook up the hoses without having them kinked or gonna rub on anything. But yeah, it's just this 1/2 inch wrench bolt up here. You just got to loosen that off and slide a little bit of hose through. And once you get enough of the hose there, you can see this guy here is the one that was too short to make this bend without rubbing on the receiver there. You don't want that. And then this guy, if you flip him down, he'll end up hitting on that back of that valve block. So once you got it all attached and nothing's rubbing, then you can put your zip tie back on the bottom and then go up and tighten that 1/2 inch guy up there, and it should be good. You could even try rolling it out once or twice with it loose, just to make sure you got some slack in there, and then let it work itself in. So I have the remote all installed on my Rodono, and I'm just going to test it out here. This is the remote control for it. You can see it's flashing green. I have it on, so I can hit, let's go down with the hopper first. So go down with the hopper. That's for tilting it under and getting it into tight spots, like getting underneath the truck, and that works pretty slick. And then you go up, and then that way you can go left and right. Swivel it under the truck. That works. And then if we go down, lifts it up, and then we can retract. Extend. Pretty slick. Works pretty nice. So it's going to be nice at harvest. I won't have to get in and out of the tractor now as much. They're a really good local company out of kind of Tees, Clive area here in Alberta. So these guys are pretty well known throughout the world, actually, for augers and doing attachments and putting these guys on a lot of brand name augers. So pretty cool to support a local Alberta company.